Namaste. This presentation is for educational purposes only and does not claim to diagnose, prevent, or cure any diseases or disorders. The advice and methods in this presentation should not be construed as financial, medical, or psychological advice or treatment. Please seek advice from a professional if you have a serious financial, medical, or psychological issue. By watching and/or participating in this presentation, you understand that results are not guaranteed. Yamajit, John Hollandsby Mayer, Tridevi Chamunda Mandir, and YouTube cannot accept any responsibility for any injuries or damages incurred from the practices and meditations contained in this video. Namaste. Om Hrim Bhadrakalye Namah. 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 Namaste, and again, welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado. This is Yamajit. Thank you so very much for joining us for our Friday Puja and Satsang tonight. I'll be sharing with you a Chod-based guided meditation for material and spiritual prosperity, and we'll be honoring Ma Bhadrakali, the second of the Kalis of the Kathmandu Valley. I'd like to invite anyone who's tuning in right now to say hello using the chat function on the bottom of your screen. And I'd like to begin with a couple of announcements. So Tuesday of next week will be part 29 of our series, Kali for Everyone. And we'll be honoring with a puja and a satsang Kali Kamash Nashini Kali, another aspect of Kali. And then next Friday, 7 p.m., also on YouTube, will be part 49 of our 64 Yogini series, and it will be a puja and satsang to Samudra Yogini as well. So again, tonight I'll be sharing with you Ma Bhadrakali Chod guided meditation sadhana for material needs and also for enhancing one's sense of self-worth and spiritual worth as well. I'd like to say namaste to Zigzag Zebra and to Jayoza, who are joining right now. So tonight, this is a modification of a meditation from the book Chod Practices Demystified by Baal Kadman. Instead of offering ourselves to one of our inner demons, as we've typically been doing in our Chod Practice series, we instead will be offering ourselves to a form of Ma Kali, for the form of restoring balance in our lives through the transformation of a malevolent energy. Because Tantra is a non-dualistic philosophy where all things are connected, in healing ourselves, we are also healing the collective, including those currently who are being adversely affected by the government shutdown here in the United States. So in this session, we'll be looking to focus our awareness on resolving material concerns. This can include finances, career, just even obtaining the necessities of life, and or strengthening one's sense of self-worth or self-esteem. In this series within a series, I've modified this particular practice to honor 4 forms of the goddess Kali, for whom this temple is dedicated. So we'll be working with a different archetype over a 4-month period. We began this last month. And so we originally, last month, we honored Ma Svetakali, the white Kali. Today we'll be honoring the benevolent Kali, Ma Bhadrakali. And then in the next 2 installments, we'll be honoring Ma Dakshin Kali, the wrathful protector. And the following month, Mahakali, the combined force of the 3. In honoring Bhadrakali, we are honoring Kali as the benevolent mother. Ma Bhadrakali is one of the most popular forms of Kali in both the Kathmandu Valley in Nepal and India at large. She is the Kali of good fortune and benevolence, also very protective. She is the patron deity of the Nepali army, for example. And there's a story of a sage traveling to India and bringing Bhadrakali back with him during a time when the Kathmandu Valley was being invaded by an army from outside. And when that army got word that Bhadrakali was now in Kathmandu, that army turned back and marched back from whence they came. If you ever visit Kathmandu, especially the Tamil section of the city where all the shops are, and while shopping you stumble across a traditional Kali statuette, most likely it will be Bhadrakali. And on our altar tonight, I have 3 examples of just some beautiful pieces of art, statuettes of Ma Bhadrakali. So we can see typically like Svetakali, she is holding a severed head or sometimes heads of a demon. She's holding a damaru drum, which represents the rhythms and the progression of time, a sword for severing ego attachments, a small shield for protecting her children, and either a trident or Khatvanga skull staff, representing the three main energies channels of the body, Ida, Pingla, and Sushumna nadis. The trident also represents the three divine functions of creation, preservation, and termination, and also the three divine functions of Icha Shakti, the power of will, Jnana Shakti, the power of knowledge, and Kriya Shakti, the power of action. We also see very often that Ma Bhadrakali is holding a little flaying blade, or a kartika. And I'll show you an example of a kartika flaying blade. This is the kind of blade that would be used in a sky burial ritual. And this represents the cutting away of ego attachments that are holding us back from expressing who we truly are, especially our true potential to be instruments of the divine. She's also holding a skull cup, or kapala, representing the transformation of consciousness. And she's often displaying the mudra of fear not as well. I've said something about this in our last installment of this series within a series, but I want to talk more about just the very close, just really the closeness of Vajrayana, that is Tibetan-style Buddhism, and Hinduism in Nepal. In many ways, the two are almost different sides of the same coin. And we're doing a Chod practice for Hindu goddesses, and normally I would not blend traditions like this, but for these Kalis of the Kathmandu Valley, it seems very appropriate. So, for example, one of the key goddesses behind Tibetan Buddhist Chod practice is Vajrayogini. And I'll show you a picture of Vajrayogini. And you notice that Vajrayogini is standing upon two figures. One is Lord Bhairab, the wrathful Shiva, and the other is a female figure, Kalaratri, which means night of darkness. And she's surrounded by an arch of flames, and she's holding that little kartika, or flaying blade, and also she's drinking from a skull cup, and she has a crown of 5 skulls, representing the transformation of 5 poisons into 5 wisdoms. When we compare this image with Bhadrakali, both Vajrayogini and Bhadrakali are red color in appearance. Both are standing on 2 figures again. We have that Kartika flaying blade and that crown, as we see in these statuettes as well, of the 5 skulls, the transformation of those 5 poisons into 5 wisdoms. The form of Kali that we worshipped last week, Ma Svetakali again, the Newar, the primary ethnic group living in the Kathmandu Valley, they regard Svetakali as a form of Vajrayogini, one of the divine mothers of Chod practice. And likewise, at the Guyeshvari temple in Kathmandu, This is one of the unofficial Shakti Peets, one of a temple that is said to have been built on the site where one of the body parts of the Divine Mother is. Guyashvati is said to be the place where Ma Bhadrakali's womb rests upon the earth, and also Vajra Yogini's secret chakra, her second chakra, the genital chakra. And so again, we can see how much these two traditions have been blended, have been syncretized over the centuries. Our practice tonight will be given as a guided meditation. And since this is a visual process, you can use a statuette of a traditional Bhadrakali as your guide, and I'm going to invite you to meditate on our altar. And if you see yourself drawn to one of these three images in particular, use that image as your meditational focus tonight. This practice can also be done for any deities. So you're welcome to make this practice your own, use your own modifications to this meditation in the future. I'll say a little bit more about that toward the end of this broadcast. And if you choose to do this, having a picture or statuette of your chosen deity will be very helpful. And you'll also need to know a mantra for your deity, like the simple mantra we're using tonight for Bhadrakali. Om Hrim Bhadrakaliye Namah. So let's go ahead and begin. So I invite you to find a comfortable seated position where your back can be straight. You can be sitting on your mat, maybe with a cushion under your hips to make yourself more comfortable. You could also be sitting in a straight back chair. Also, if lying on your back would be more comfortable, you can do this meditation lying on your back in Shavasana as well. But just find that comfortable position. Maybe roll the shoulders back so your breath can be full and deep. And look upon your screen with a relaxed gaze. Let's begin slow, deep yogic breathing. And just let your awareness gravitate to one of these statuettes upon our altar. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing out the concerns of the day and the thoughts of yesterday and tomorrow. Breathing in a sense of relaxation, a sense of peace, a sense of security, and also desire to focus upon the present moment. And then I invite you to think about a situation in your life where there's stress or insecurities surrounding such things as your material needs, your finances, your career. Maybe a situation where you're in need of some kind of insight. You might also take this opportunity to use this meditation to boost your sense of self-confidence or self-worth, spiritual worth, or self-esteem. So choose an issue, Often the first one that comes into your mind is the best one to focus on. Think about it. Maybe try to visualize it. And as you meditate on this issue in your life, the sights associated with it, sounds, words, messages, and also try to notice where this issue resides in your physical body. Maybe it's a place of tension, or a place that feels empty or cold, or somewhere that you just find yourself drawn to. But just take a moment and get in touch to where that issue resides physically, just right down to the visceral level. And then as you continue breathing, I invite you to take some time to acknowledge that the Divine Mother, in all of her forms, whichever form is closest to you, is always there to guide you toward resolutions and the restoration of health, the restoration of peace, and the restoration of well-being. And take a moment, too, to also acknowledge that in taking part in this practice, you are taking an important step in healing and bringing your personal issue to resolution. And also take a moment to acknowledge as well that you are doing this practice not just for yourself, but for the relief of suffering in all sentient beings. We are healing personally, and we are healing on a collective level as well. So now I invite you to take a deep, clearing breath. Slowly open your eyes if your eyes happen to be closed. And keep your gaze relaxed while looking on your screen on one of the images of Ma Bhadrakali. But focus upon the image. Continue again breathing deeply. And listen to the story of Ma Bhadrakali. Jai Ma. In what would become the eastern section of Kathmandu was a small farm owned by a poor family. The farmer would set forth to work in his fields early each morning, leaving a cloth bundle holding his lunch underneath the tree. One day during spring planting, the farmer sat beneath the tree and opened the cloth. Inside, instead of the usual rice flour loaf of bread baked by his wife the previous day, the farmer found a small golden bar. This occurred again and again for the next several days, suddenly making the farmer and his family very wealthy. In another account, a tantric practitioner named Sasvat Bajra traveled to the temple of Kamacha in India and worshipped the Divine Mother in the form of Sri Bhadrakali, the benevolent Kali. The goddess was pleased by his worship and came with him to Nepal, contained in a holy water pot or kalash. Upon reaching the farmer's field outside the city, he went to run some errands and he hung the pot upon a tree. Kalika, the Divine Mother, left the water pot and took the form of a small girl and walked away. The farmer met her on his way to the field and questioned her, but she just laid down below the tree and fell asleep, and the farmer walked away. The farmer could not find her when he returned, but saw instead the Divine Mother Kalika, Bhadrakali, standing in the same spot instead. She resembled Svetakali, except her skin was red in color, and she squatted with one foot upon Lord Bhairava, the wrathful form of Shiva, and her other foot upon the goddess Kalaratri, meaning darkness of night. Both assumed Bhujangasana, the cobra pose. In her 8 hands she held a curved knife, a skinning blade or kartika, a damaru drum, a sword, a small shield, a trident, and a severed head of a demon. In her 7th hand she held a skull cup filled with nectar, and in the 8th held the mudra of dispelling fear. Her face was peaceful and motherly. Then Sasvat Bajra, the tantric priest, also saw the goddess, and the place was established as the temple of Bhadrakali. In yet another legend, a priest had a vision of the Divine Mother telling him to dig into the soil in the same field, and following her directions, he dug a hole on the same spot and found a stone image of Ma Bhadrakali. The Bhadrakali temple was built in 1817. The temple consists of a sunken courtyard surrounded by a sculpted metal fence. Around this main sanctuary are several smaller stone shrines. Bhadrakali is known as Lumadi Ahima, or the mother or grandmother of the golden loaves, and she is worshipped by those seeking good fortune and success in their endeavors. Bhadrakali, as mentioned before, is also the patron deity of the Nepali army. Jai Ma Bhadrakali. Jai Ma Bhadrakali. Jai Ma Bhadrakali Namah. I now invite you to close your eyes. Keep breathing deeply and listen to my words as I take you through this practice step by step. With your eyes closed, hold the image of the Bhadrakali statue in your mind. Remember her shape, her motherly face, the instruments that she holds in her multiple arms, crouched in a birth-giving position upon 2 beings. And as you focus upon her image in your mind's eye, we will recite her mantra 12 times. Om Hrim Bhadrakali Namah. 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 Now that our mantra is completed, I invite you to visualize yourself sitting before the image of Bhadrakali. You bow, you give reverence. And then I invite you to visualize yourself, that is your body, beginning to turn into a fine red golden mist. See yourself, your body, slowly dissolving into this foggy mist. It might also manifest into a red, golden honey like nectar. But as your body vaporizes, as it dissolves, you send your mist or nectar toward Bhadrakali, and you watch as she drinks of it or breathes it in. You might even see that mist entering her through her third eye. But watch the essence of your body slowly being absorbed by the Divine Mother. See every ounce enter her. Om Hrim Bhadrakali Namah. Om Hrim Bhadrakalye Namah. Om Hrim Bhadrakalye Namah. Om Hrim Bhadrakalye Namah. Your body has been absorbed. So at this point, you're only looking upon her as an observer. And now that you've been consumed, gaze upon her, especially the motherly or grandmotherly expression on her face, an expression of peacefulness and of comfort. And now I invite you to merge your consciousness with hers. You approach her and you bow to her, and the two of you embrace. You wrap her arms around you, and she wraps her multiple arms around you, and you join with her to become one being. It will be at this point that you will feel an emotional shift of some kind of change in your felt sense. Maybe in the place where you observed your personal issue residing at the beginning of this meditation. So take a moment and just notice what you feel and where in your physical body you feel it. What is the quality of this shift? What emotions come with it? And just witness any other changes that honor the transformation that's taking place within you right now. Om Hrim Bhadrakalye Namah. Om Hrim Bhadrakalye Namah. Om Hrim Bhadrakalye Namah. Om Hrim Bhadrakalye Namah. I invite you now to rest for a while in a state of stillness and silence, and use this time to fully integrate the practice and become fully aware of the changes that it has brought about. Just rest and breathe. Nothing to do at this point. Nothing to accomplish. Just being in the present moment. Om Hrim Bhadrakali Namah. Om Hrim Bhadrakali Namah. Om Hrim Bhadrakali Namah. I invite you now to take a deep and clearing breath, letting go of the meditation and bringing yourself back to the here and the now and into your individual place. Hear the sound of my voice and any other sounds that might be in your room. Feel the floor below you supporting you, the temperature of the air on your skin, and the clothes that cover you. And slowly move your fingers and your toes, your hands and feet and arms and legs, keeping your eyes closed. And slowly bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. And once again, acknowledge that Divine Mother and her presence within you, and knowing she's with you always to guide you, to protect you, to heal you, to teach you. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. And take a moment to give gratitude to yourself for taking part in this practice tonight, knowing you can replay this broadcast again at any time and do this meditation again for either to reinforce the issue that you're working with or some other issue. And then slowly opening your eyes. Namaste. Blessings always. Thank you so very much for joining me tonight. And Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. So in doing a practice like this, be open to subtle changes that you may notice in the days to come. Maybe some interesting dreams, maybe some flashes of insight, maybe handling a situation a little bit differently than you might have before. Maybe the right person comes along who can teach you or share something with you. Maybe even the right book falling into your hand or the right opportunity, the right career opportunity, for example, suddenly presents itself. Just be open to any of those kinds of things and more. This process also might take more than one session to help resolve. So again, please feel free to do this meditation again from the recording of this broadcast. And again, you can try this meditation with another deity of your choosing. The main thing you need is an image of that deity, a picture or a statuette, for example, or a painting. You'll need to know a mantra. But you start out by doing some silent meditation, coming up with an intention for your working, and then spend some time breathing deeply and looking upon the image of your chosen deity. Notice its details. And then close your eyes and envision yourself seated before that deity. And your body dissolving into a fine mist or nectar, which the deity either breathes in or drinks in. And then when your body is completely gone, you approach the deity, give reverence, and the two of you embrace to become one being. And at that point, tune in with yourself and just notice any sudden shifts that might happen on a physical level, on an emotional level, maybe flashes of insight that might occur at that moment as well. And then spend some time to meditate in silence, silence, and just fully integrate the full experience. Very simple meditation, yet very powerful. So I want to thank everyone for being here, including Zigzag Zebra, Jayota, need my glasses here to read these names. Pardon me. Angry Bird, Vishant Sharma. Thank all of you for being with me tonight. And I'd also like to thank anyone who'll be watching the recording of this broadcast in the future. And I look forward to you joining me for part 29 of our Kali for Everyone series. That'll be 7 p.m. Here on YouTube. And you're always welcome to visit us at our temple if you're in the area of Denver, Colorado. We're 1260 South Xavier Street in Denver, Colorado, 80219. And if you'd like to share with me your experiences of this or one of the other meditations on this channel, or if you have questions, please feel free to message me at my channel, or you can always email me at the temple email address, AUMC as in cat, Davy, DEVI, at gmail.com. So again, thank you so very much for joining me. Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di. Have a wonderful night. And thank you again. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma.